Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Tszyu is the new money man at 154. True? False? Put it to you this way. Tszyu lost a $15 million guarantee when he lost to Fundora. You got to blame his corner because what Tszyu did was courageous. But it wasn't a smart thing. It cost him a lot of money. Even if he would have kept that one belt, he would have had the opportunity to go and fight Earl Spence for $15 million. In addition to that, it's my understanding that Tszyu was going to sign a deal, a $30 million deal, to fight 3 shows in Australia for $10 million each as well. So Tszyu was about to have his show me the money moment. But although he lost to Fundora, then he got clipped by Murtazaliev, he bounced back against Spencer. I still believe that money is there for a fight, depending on the opponent, against Tszyu. Now, for those of you who are saying, nah, this can't be, let me tell you something. Don't sleep on the Australians. And don't doubt what they can do economically when it comes to making a fight for one of their own. Now, in case you guys have forgot, now George Kambosos, he was a big deal because he was an undisputed champion, right? Now, I'm not in Australia, but I think Tszyu is a much bigger deal than Kambosos, even with Tszyu not being an undisputed champion. But having some hardware makes a big difference. It does. But if Kambosos made like upwards of $10 million to face Devin Haney in the first fight, then in the rematch I think the first fight he made more than $10 million, more like 12 or something. The second fight, they said he made like close to $8 million. So in 2 fights, Kambosos made $20 million, right? That's what I've read. You can't make me believe that, depending on who it is, you coming out there to fight Tszyu, that there won't be some huge money on the table. And Turkey al-Sheikh, we know Turkey's in the house every day, it's Thanksgiving. He wasn't even involved. So for these fighters who can't go out there and get on the Saudi circuit, or if Saudi's not taking an interest in their fights, and they want to make some big money, to me it only makes sense, especially at 100 from 147 to 154. Talking about Jerome Boutsenis, the Earl Spences, the rematches with Fundora, Murtazaliev, the Lubins, and everyone else fighting at 154. It only makes sense if you want to make some good money to get your butt out there to Saudi Arabia and get your Aussie, oi going on to try to get some of that money, man. But the thing is, you got to be ready to fight because I'm telling you, Tszyu is going to fight you. He is going to fight you. I don't care what anyone says. You look at when he fought Fundora, he was on him. Look at when he fought Murtazaliev, he was on him. He just got clipped by Murtazaliev. So Tszyu is definitely a guy who, aside from his brutal loss to Murtazaliev, when he gets in that ring, he's not thinking setbacks. And after the fight with Spence, I'm watching Tszyu, and I'm confident that he's no longer thinking about vision impairment. When Tszyu gets in that ring, he's thinking about getting you out of there. But he learned from the Murtazaliev loss. Just like Abdullah Mason learned from getting knocked out. And the guy where he fought Yonez, the guy from Trinidad, he learned from that. Tszyu like, pace myself a little better, still fight my fight, but not try to just rush to make something happen. Every fighter, whether you think they're a tomato can or not, right? Every single fighter is extremely dangerous. First 2-3 rounds, extremely dangerous. Then if they start to get tired, they slow a bit, they tend to unravel a bit, and they tend to present some opportunities for you to land your shots. But every single fighter, professional fighter, is dangerous. That first round, second round, and some up to the third round. But normally after that third round, you start to see the better conditioned fighter create some separation. And that's what you saw with I think with Tszyu last night is he was faster, sharper, heavier hands, but also was creating separation with his conditioning and his confidence. But that being said, people are wondering why is Tszyu saying, doesn't really seem like he really didn't care to work with Turkey al-Sheikh. He didn't mind, but he wasn't chasing behind him. Because what Tszyu has in Australia is what Gervonta has in the United States. You know what I mean? What Inoue has in Japan. He has a support system, and he makes good money there. To be honest with you, Tszyu never has to leave Australia to fight again, people. The type of money that they'll put up for his fights, they'll bring someone, you know what I mean? They will import the champions there to fight him. Because these champions, boxing is prize fighting, they fight for a prize. These champions would rather go down under, right? And put their title on the line and risk a little, what's that called? A little, not at-home treatment, hometown cooking. Risk a little hometown cooking for Tszyu, knowing they're going to make an extra $3-4 million opposed to fighting in the States. You know what I'm saying? An extra $3-4 million on top of a fight purse you make in the States. That shit will make a dog hunt. So I strongly believe that Tszyu has the pull and the magnetism to get to Beta Fundora in. Murtazaliev, I think he should leave him alone. But I'm curious to see what happens with that WBA bill. But I just think Tszyu has the kind of magnetism to attract a lot of these fighters and bring them down under, so he can keep building himself up. You see, Keith Thurman's going down there. He's going to make some good money. If Tszyu clips Thurman, I can see him taking another name, big name, and bringing them down there and fighting them and possibly clipping them. But at some point, you would think Tszyu would probably end up having to leave Australia for, really huge opportunities, because now he stopped messing with a guy who's like a Virgil Ortiz or a Fundora or Murtazaliev, depending on, the zone and Turkey al-Sheikh showing an interest in those fights. But now the kind of money you're going to make going and fighting in Saudi or wherever Turkey al-Sheikh wants to put the fight on at, now the money is going to be much better and much bigger than what you make fighting at home. So that's where a decision has to be made. Anyway, y'all keep cool. The same way we didn't make it, Tszyu didn't make any excuses for his defeat to Fundora. He didn't make any excuses for his defeat to Murtazaliev. Hopefully these fighters don't make any excuses to not go down there and fight Tszyu when it comes to money, because I'm telling you, out of all them fighters at 154, unless you're working with Turkey al-Sheikh and he's just going to put up a ridiculous amount of money, I think Tszyu and Saudi Arabia and Australia, I think they bring a lot to the table. I really do. Anyway, Tszyu's a new money man at 154. Let's see what his next move is going to be. I'm sure his team's going to be smart. But even if they put some duck sauce on the fried rice with Keith Thurman, which I doubt, but even if they did that, I wouldn't be surprised. It's like, okay, we beat Spencer. Let's find somebody who's in between Spencer and Keith Thurman, clip them, then go to Keith Thurman. Like, there's no need to rush and jump back into the fire. You know what I mean? Learn from what Eddie Hearn did with Anthony Joshua. Lost to Ruiz, won the belt back. Lost twice to Usyk, fought Jermaine Franklin, fought Helenius, fought Wallen, fought Ngannou. 4 fights right there. Then fought Dubois and lost. But look at the build-up. You know what I'm saying? He progressively and incrementally built AJ back into a position to fight for a title. Anyway, let's see what they do with Tszyu. I don't think they need to just go and Spencer, then fight Thurman. If it beat Thurman, then boom, jump in for a title fight. No. I think he should fight Spencer, then a fighter in between Spencer and Thurman, and then go for a champion, or fight somebody between Thurman and a champion, but just keep incrementally getting closer and closer back to fighting for a title. Anyway, by then, shit, I mean, Australia be going wild over Tszyu and be, demanding a title fight. And I think Tszyu will too. But hey, who am I? I'm just a guy here who likes to talk boxing. They ain't gonna listen to me. Keep cool, I'm in the breeze.